Uh, Yokoso to Watashi no Machi. Um, Here, before we get started with our in-depth tour, or less in-depth than any other tour, we'll talk about generally what my city has. First of all, fishery ga arimasu, or sakana facility ga arimasu. Wind farm ga arimasu. Computer server room / ISP ga arimasu. Laser farm ga arimasu. Grocery store ga arimasu. Koen ga arimasu. Nuclear reactor ga arimasu, and ore processing facility ga arimasu. All very integral parts of Watashi no Machi. So if we come down here off of the Twilight Tree, you'll end up in the end of our city, the most easterly part of our city. We'll start out here in the fishery, where nothing but the finest fish are taken, put into chests, and then digitized to be packaged and then served to hungry customers in various other places throughout the city. Across the way, we've gotten housing. This is a standard uchi. If you move into the city, you can pay a very low flat rate to own one of these houses. It's 3 stories. On the top floor, which is the only important floor, obviously, because the top floor, you have your study. In the study is just a bunch of chairs and desks and whatnot, and anything you'd need to be studious. So moving on now. All of the city is paved. Anywhere that isn't paved usually has stone pathways leading up to it, just so you know when you'll be, where you should be going and where you shouldn't be. So here we come across the solar farm industries, public offices. This is where nothing but, actually, we'll just have Mary tell you. Mary, how are you today?
Good. Welcome to Solar Farm Industries. We take the finest wind power and convert it into the finest solar power.
Yes, that's exactly how it works. Wind to solar, or generally whatever kind of power you need. We've got nothing but the finest high-tech wind farms operating in the background of the public offices. So next we're going to talk about this ruined house over here. This is what happens whenever people defy my rule, and their houses are burned to the ground and they're killed. So yeah, just go ahead and keep that in mind. It's not a threat in any way, shape, or form, but just go ahead and keep that just in the back of your head. So we come to the grocery store, where you can buy all sorts of tabemono, like sakana, or beef, or carrots over here, ichiko. Or, no, that's not ichiko, because we haven't got strawberries, have we? We need those. Somebody make a note, we need strawberries. But, so, hey Jim, what's up? What's going?
Good. Business
Good.
is slow.
Slow?
Someone put a hole in the wall.
Ah, yes. The infamous wall hole putter. We're gonna have to stop him one day. Okay, moving on. We've got a koen here. This is Totomo Utsukushi. It's built by the greatest architect ever known, whose name shall not be known either, with Nihon no cherry trees, or Nihon no sakura. So those are quite nice. If you'll come over here, we will come to the center of our great city here. Here we have the nuclear reactor, and you might have worries about it being in the center of the city. Just ignore that. It's perfectly safe. We've got nuclear physicists and engineers working on this 24/7 to make sure it's safe and nobody dies in a horrible explosion. But yeah, that's all you need to know about that. We've got the laser drills here, which effectively they do exactly what their name says. They laser and they drill. I don't think you need to know anything more about that. And there's no people inside of the down there burning to death right now. Not at all. Ignore that. Here we have a server room. It's a bland concrete building with a bunch of technological gubbins inside. You don't really need to know what any of this actually does, but it's safe to know you get 6 terabyte internet out of it. Just accept it. Okay. So we just have a pop outside. Ignore any floating tables or such. those are just, they're not ghosts, and they're not going to kill you. So, if we go over to the ore processing facility here, here we use nothing but the finest of ores to create nothing but the finest of materials. There are things that do things here. They do wonderful things, and you get stuff out of it. And that's all of the important bits that you actually are required to know. There is no test afterwards, but there might be a test afterwards. So beyond that, anything else that you need to know, that'll be found in the brochure that doesn't exist. And just generically, I hope you come to live in our wonderfully, completely safe, non-communist village here. Arigato and sayonara.